Hi, Beatrice Dora here. What are you running away from? From time to time, we run away from ourselves and we do not know why we are doing it, and we are unable to stop ourselves. Here are a couple of reasons why we run away from ourselves. We run away from ourselves through complaining. Complaining all the time make us stuck in negativity. It is an energy sucker and a time waster. It kills our motivation. Therefore, when we complain and complain, our brain picks on that, and it keeps on learning on that over and over. The second thing that makes us to run away from ourselves, it is failure to address our past trauma, our past mistakes, our past missed opportunities. And therefore we are stuck in all that. We live in the past. We are not able to move into the present moment. We are not able to process what we need to process because we are stuck in that time and in that space. And that is a very dangerous place to be in. The third thing is procrastination. We run away from ourselves when we engage in procrastination. Why do we procrastinate? We procrastinate because we do not want to deal with challenges that comes in with change. Because in our growth journey, change is inevitable and we do not want to deal with it. We procrastinate because we do not want to tackle the difficult task in our personal life, in our career, or in whatever areas we are involved. That discomfort can be painful, but it is what unleashes our potential, and it is what helps us to give the best in what we are doing. But it is very painful and we do not want to deal with that pain, so we procrastinate. Sometimes we procrastinate because we are afraid of failure. So instead of failing, let me do the mediocre things and they will comfort me because I'm still doing something. Hey, you don't succeed when you are engaged in mediocre stuff. You succeed when you engage in those heavy stuff in life. And other times we procrastinate because we are afraid of success. If I succeed and I am promoted into this position, will I be able to handle it, or will I make a mess of myself? Will I do a nice job? And therefore, when we procrastinate, sometimes people think procrastinating means I'm not doing anything. But the pros in procrastination, they engage in other fulfilling stuff, things that make them happy and feel good, and they convince themselves that they are on the top of the game. You are not on the top of the game until you handle those big mountains in your life. How do we stop running away from ourselves? Number one, it is important to identify what you are running away from and why you are running away. So when you identify what and why and come up with a game plan on how to handle it, that is one way of stopping you from running away from yourself. The other thing, it is to know how to handle your pain and your disappointment. Because if you're disappointed, discouraged, it can bring emotional pain. It will bring memories of those negative feelings and toxicity and lacing thoughts and negative thoughts, and you end up becoming a negative person. So it is very important to monitor what is going on in your internal world and external world. It is very important to identify the feelings that you are struggling with, and instead of numbing your pain, numbing those feelings, express them in a healthy way. Because if you don't express them in a healthy way, they will be a timed bomb inside, and at some point it will explode. And thirdly, it is very, very important to have accountability. This is a huge area of struggle, and having accountability is very, very important. You can be accountable to a friend who can help you. Be accountable to a coach or a spiritual leader or your manager. And also process the discomfort that comes with being accountable. When you start making progress, no matter how tiny it is, have a reward system in place where you keep on rewarding yourself. It is very motivational to do that. Lastly, document your journey. Document your success, the roadblocks, the corners, and the potholes. You can document them in a journal, in a video, whatever your preference is. That will be a record that will be monumental in your life, and it will be the story of your journey and your success. I encourage you to keep on working on yourself instead of running away from yourself. And thank you very much for watching this video.